Good evening, everyone. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I sincerely appreciate it. We're going to get started. You guys have an agenda there in front of you. So the very first thing, as you can see on the top of the agenda, I should say actually, is the purpose of this meeting is, as leaders, how do you increase the cashier group from the frontline staff? So that's basically what we're going to be talking about today. But we're going to be following these agendized items. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to do what's called getting into the room. And so we're just going to go, we're going to do a game called 3 Truths and a Lie. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you guys I was going to give you an index card, but I think I'll just do a Post-it. And I'm going to give you something to write with. What I need you guys to do is just go ahead and write down 3 things that are true that you've done, and 1 lie. And the rest of us are going to try to figure out which one the lie is. So you guys would do that, and then just let me know when you're done. You need something to write with? Oh, I thought I gave it to you. I'm sorry. You need 2? Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Yeah. So just you can just jot down. Doesn't have to be really long. Just 3 things that you've done that you don't think we would know about you, and then one of them has to be a lie. And we're going to try to figure out which one the lie is. I guess pins down will constitute you're done. Let's do that at the same time. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. So let's hear your 4 things, and we'll try to figure out which one the lie is.
I crochet, I facilitate for a college, I dance, and I love to cook.
Melissa, which one is the lie? Read them again for her.
I crochet, I facilitate for a college, I dance, and I love to cook.
You crochet.
That's the lie? That's the lie?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm going to go with dance as the lie. Which one's the lie?
I did.
Woo! Okay, Bill. What are your 3 truths and a lie?
I've been to Mexico once. I've been married twice. I don't like chocolate ice cream. My favorite animal is a dog.
I know which one's a lie.
I've been to Mexico once.
Okay, say them again.
I've been to Mexico once. I've been married twice. I don't like chocolate ice cream. My favorite animal is a dog.
Oh, that's easy. The lie is I don't like chocolate ice cream.
Correct.
All right, so that's our getting into the room section. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, thank you guys for that, I appreciate that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to discuss the purpose and the desired outcome of this meeting, and we actually have a handout for that. So I'm going to hand that to you guys. There's that one for you. Okay. So the bookstore leadership team meeting, the purpose and the desired outcome. The purpose of these 3 meetings will be for us as a group to find answers to the question, as leaders, how do you increase the cashier pool from the frontline staff? With the possible formation of a purpose statement, the group will determine how this question is best answered. The desired outcome of these 3 meetings will be for the leaders to be able to successfully recruit frontline staff into the cashier pool. They will be able to approach, discuss with, and persuade frontline staff to attend cashier's training class and eventually become successful cashiers. This leadership skill will ensure that the Eagles Bookstore will continue to give their customers outstanding customer service via their cashiers at the cash wrap. So basically what we're going to do is try to figure out the best way to approach the frontline staff and see if they will be interested in being a cashier as opposed to just being on the front line as far as customer service and things of that nature. So that is the purpose, and the desired outcome would be obviously to increase the cashier pool from whatever the number is now, to increase it to have more cashiers. And then the overall benefit for that for the entire organization, which the organization being the bookstore in this case, would be that the more cashiers you have, the easier it is for the person to write the schedule, to schedule cashiers, and for the more frequency to have a full amount of cashiers, which would ensure that good customer service is given to the customers, especially during busy times. So that's what our purpose is. Okay. Now we're going to review the agenda and define and establish roles, which we only have 2 people, so there's only going to be 2 different roles. One of them is very important. So between the 2 of you guys, I'm going to have one of you do this role, hopefully. So the roles needed filling are a recorder, we need a timekeeper, and a process observer. So with 3 roles being filled and only 2 people here, one of the roles I need filled is recorder, and that's going to come in twofold. That'll be the person that'll actually record and kind of take minutes, but they don't have to take everything down. Just whatever that recorder deems is important, just kind of write it down. And then the other thing that that same recorder will do is I've got a couple of activities that are going to be required for me to write stuff on this flip chart that you see here, and the recorder will come, grab a marker, and write those things down as well. So, and then the other one, I guess, that we'll use, since there's only 2 of us, is that we'll have the other one be a process observer. Process observer will be the person that kind of just, as the whole entire meeting is going along, then they will just kind of observe, hey, this was done really well, we could have done this differently, I really liked how this went, I wish this would have went a little better. And they just observe the entire meeting, and then if you see on the agenda, there's a section there called Process Observer Report, and at that point, that Process Observer will just tell the rest of us what they thought about the meeting, what was the highlights, what could have been done a little better, things of that nature. So I need a recorder and a process observer. Who would like to do what?
I'll be the recorder.
Okay. So by default, you're the process observer. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over the agenda, because that's what we need to do. Is we just did the get in the room with that 3 truths and a lie. That was just basically just breaking the ice, just getting everybody in the room, just getting everybody in the mindset for a meeting. We are going to, we discussed the purpose and the desired outcome of this meeting. So it's good that everybody in this meeting knows why you're here, what we're here for, so there's no ambiguity there. We are now reviewing the agenda. The roles needed filling, so that, you know, when we have the second meeting, they're going to be a recorder, the timekeeper, which if I had enough people, we'd have a timekeeper, because as you can see on your agenda, each one of the agenda items have an estimated time for each activity, and then the timekeeper would keep us on track for that. If we finished early, that would have been great, but the timekeeper already would have been there as well to say, hey, you know, we're running a little late, this one was scheduled for 10 minutes and it's now 12 minutes into it. So that's what the timekeeper would have done. And then we just talked about what the process observer is going to do. They're just going to, you know, kind of watch the entire meeting and just say what was good, what could have been done better, things of that nature. And you're going to have a report at the end of the meeting. And then the roles will rotate from meeting to meeting. So in our next meeting, you won't necessarily, unless nobody wants to and you want to, you won't necessarily be the recorder again. You know, we'll rotate them through meetings so that everybody can get a chance to do each different one. Okay, so as of right now, the role of the recorder has started. So now what you want to do, Melissa, is just anything that you think is like, if I happen to say, well, what's really important, or if you deem something really important, just go ahead and jot it down. And then I'll just take your notes at the end of the meeting. And then, like I said, there's going to be a couple of things that I'm going to need you to do up here on the flip chart as well, and even on the whiteboard. So is there any questions about any of the roles? They're pretty understandable? Okay. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do then is we're going to establish our norms. I'm going to give you another handout. You guys both know what norms are, meeting norms? No? Okay, I'll explain it to you. And then this handout will help as well. Now this is what you're going to, this will be one thing that you do want to write down, Melissa, as the recorder. Matter of fact, if you'll come up here, Melissa, please. Go ahead and grab a marker, and then you can use that flip chart. Here, if anyone, whatever color you want. And what we're going to do is we're going to create the norms. I'm still going to let you take a look at the handout there. But basically, that's an ideal of what the norms, what norms are. Our norms for this meeting are going to be whatever we need them to be. But norms are almost like your ground rules, your basically things. So yeah, you can write the word norms there, however you want to write it. Can you do me a favor? You write a little bigger.
I gotta switch to my right hand.
There you go. Okay, so these are going to be the meeting's norms. Now, again, I'm not going to decide what the meeting norms are. I'm going to need you guys to decide what they are. But what do you guys think one of the norms for our meetings will be? Keep it in mind we have 2 more. So what do you think one of our norms should be?
Start on time and end on time.
So what you'll do then, Melissa, as a recorder, is you can write down everything that's said, and even the ones that you come up with, and then if things start to look like they're going to be, hey, that one kind of, we'll just kind of play around with them. Okay.
No side conversations.
To Mel, if you like.
I agree with her.
You agree with hers? Okay. Good deal. Anything else you can think of? Anything else you can think of? Huh? No smoking.
I went small. No smoking. No, I went small.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. No worries. No worries. What do you think? Do you think of anything for norms? Meeting norms? You think that we would?
Everyone should show.
Everyone should show. That would be good. Put that down there. There is no wrong answer. What else has norms? What else that would carry on through all of these meetings?
No cell phones.
Now, what I would suggest that we clarify no cell phones. Don't leave them outside. Don't bring them in. What does no cell phones mean?
No distractions, maybe.
Yeah, no distractions.
Okay. So, just me being me, I still say that's a little ambiguous. What does that constitute? What does no distractions constitute?
Place your cell phones on silent mode.
Sorry, I'm not a big writer.
That's okay. No worries. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. No big deal. There you go. Okay. So no distractions. Cell phone activity put on silent mode.
And no texting.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. I would make that a different point. No, you can make that a different point. Yeah. Okay. Meeting norms. Anything else you guys can think of? Do we see anything on that list that possibly... Well, let's finish the list first. I was going to say something. We'll finish the list first. Is there anything else that you guys can think of that as a meeting norm we should or should not do?
No, you don't want interruptions, right?
Okay, so no interruptions. Yeah. So no, it's not about me. It's about what you guys want. So if no interruptions works for you, so... Okay. Anything else? And that could be it. So now, looking at that list, can we look and see if there's anything that can be combined into one norm? Is there anything that lets really, now you start meshing things together, if you will. What do you guys see that could possibly, we could reword it and make it one norm as opposed to, if you guys see anything, or do you guys think it should stay as that?
Well, the no texting would definitely go with the distraction with the cell phone.
Okay. So what about the one underneath that?
the interruptions.
You're right. So, what does that mean? So.
Well, yeah, no interruptions. What are we referring to as no interruptions? Is that?
Like interrupting you when you're speaking.
Oh.
Oh, that's what you meant. So that's what it says. So we need to clarify that. So I would maybe reword it as do not enter. Well, whoever has, not just the facilitator.
One
Whoever
person
has.
talks at a time.
There you go. See, there you go. So does that work for you?
What did you say?
One person
talks at a time.
Okay.
So, okay. So you can put dash, one person talks at a time. And now we know what that no interruptions mean. Pretty good. Yeah.
But then when you write that, now you can combine that with the second bullet point, no side
There you
conversation.
go. Exactly. So, yeah, exactly.
And these could be also, everyone
Right.
shows up.
Oh yeah, exactly. Starting in on time and everyone shows up. So it sounds to me, so now what we need to do now is you could, Melissa, you're the recorder, so you could either flip it or you could go and draw a line and start again. Now we need to actually come up with our norms based on what we have here and combining them. So as you guys do that, what do you guys think now our norms should be?
The first norm would be start and end.
Oh, and you know what, can I make a suggestion? How about changing colors?
Okay.
Start and end on time.
So,
Well, everyone shows up and start and end on time.
and then can I make another suggestion?
Yeah.
As you come up with that final norm, as you get rid of this, I would put a line through it, or so you know that you guys have taken care of that. That's what I would suggest. And then that way we can come up with our final norm. Okay, so what do you think the final norm will be for the first one?
Everyone show up.
And you have input too, Ms. Recorder.
Everyone show up and the meeting start and end on time.
Okay. Since you're ambidextrous, I forget. Are you right or left-handed?
I'm left-handed.
You are left-handed, okay. I couldn't remember, I really couldn't. That was the first when I first mentioned that was the one thing.
Yes?
But we have to, now what did you say, Tanita? I don't think that's what she said. But it's close, but I don't think
I
that's
said
right.
everyone show up and the meeting start and end on time.
Okay, so everyone shows up on time and leaves on time. I know, exactly.
That means the
I
same
need a
thing.
bigger marker.
Oh, there's a bigger marker.
You need a flathead marker, yeah.
Sorry. I didn't know that was the issue. I just thought you liked writing small. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, so that's no good.
Okay.
Everyone
I guess a bigger marker would help to write bigger. My bad.
shows up.
Okay, say it again.
Everyone shows up
Uh-huh.
and the meeting start and end on time.
Shows up. And everyone shows up, comma, and the meeting starts and ends on time.
Combining those two.
Okay. Cool. And that combines the first one, Tanita, and Melissa, and that one. Okay. Number 2 norm. What do you guys think?
No side conversation. One
No,
person
we
talks
could-
at a time.
You're doing whatever
We're
you guys
combining these,
Mhm.
right? So,
What about no interruption
and one person talks at a time.
and
Is
no
that
side
kinda-
conversations? Yeah, they
Okay.
go together.
Now, here's the deal. When you combine them, you don't have to necessarily
Say,
you don't have to necessarily say the next one. In other words, if no interruptions constitutes the norm, that kind of automatically, so you don't have to necessarily write that and combine them. I'm saying by the writing the final norms, these two kind of go together. So you can just, if you guys want to go with that one or you want to go with that one, and have it. So you don't have to necessarily put all the words together, is what I'm saying. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
so what you can put down is respect for each other, no side conversations, and everyone. No.
I'll put, one person
Speak at a time.
speaks out at a time.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Cool. No, it's official. You just write small.
Well, it's hard when you're left-handed.
I know, exactly. Okay.
And the last one? No disturbance, is that what it is? Distraction
Distractions.
from cell phone.
So maybe just no cell phone activity could probably cover that,
Yes.
because that covers no texting.
Yeah, that would. No cell phone activity would work.
Cool. There's an English major right there. Those are our norms. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate that. Thanks, Mel. Great recording.
Do you
Huh?
want me to write that down?
No, because we'll have that. We're going to bring this to the next meeting as well. I'm going to keep this, so that's good.
Can
That's
I
what
rewrite it?
Huh?
Can I
Yeah, sure.
rewrite it
Sure.
better?
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. That's just for our, yes, you definitely can rewrite it. Cool. No, do we agree with these norms? Do they make sense? Okay.
Yes.
We agree with these norms? Cool. Okay. Okay. All right, here's the deal. We're going to do an activity to actually get us into the mindset for what our purpose is. Here's the activity. I am such an English major today. I was going to break you up in groups, but I'm going to have you two stay together as a group. Here is your mission if you choose to accept it. I'm going to give you guys about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to have you guys discuss amongst yourself ways that you guys think that you guys would be able to approach frontline staff. Think of them either as brand new staff that just came onto the bookstore staff, or as staff that has been on the front line for a good little while. It doesn't matter, and they just aren't cashiers for whatever reason. So you guys are going to discuss amongst yourself for about 3 or 4 minutes. What are some of the things that you guys can do to ask the staff, persuade them, get them on, hey, come up with whatever ways that you're going to do it. And then what I'm going to have you guys do tandemly is you guys will come, and so that you both can get the practice, and you guys start coming up with, and I'm going to give you a pad, I'm sorry. You can write down things like, I'm just going to throw it out there, you don't have to use mine, like, I would ask and get to know them a little better. I would blah, blah, blah. So come up with ways of what you do, and then also figure out how you would ask this frontline staffer if they wanted to be a cashier. What's going to happen is when you guys finish after about 3 or 4 minutes, I'm going to be that frontline staff member, and you guys are going to need to approach me and come ask me questions, and I'm going to give you my answers, and you're going to have to respond off of my answers and figure out how you would get me to become a frontline, to go to cashier training. Does that make sense? Okay, so do that. You guys about 3 or 4 minutes. I'll let you guys marinate on that, and then we'll do the role play.
Okay, we're ready.
Are you ready? Okay.
But how are we going to try and convince them? Yeah, but they get the phone for the toilet or something.
Okay, that's not so bad.
You ready?
It's pretty.
Sure. I kind of
We have-
overheard you.
we
Did
have
I mention
to-
that you can't lie to them?
We have,
Yeah, did I mention that small minor? I just assumed that you wouldn't lie to them, but yeah, did I mention you can't lie to them? It has to be truthful, whatever you say.
that's going to be a changed rule then.
And as the position on the leadership team, you're able to make that change? Is that what you're telling me? And as your position on the leadership team, you're able to make that change? Is that what you're telling me? Okay.
We're going to assume that this is something that we've already discussed with the
Oh,
manager.
okay. So you're going to go outside the scope of the parameters that already exist. Okay. Let me know if you guys are ready for me.
Well,
Oh,
You ready?
yeah.
Okay.
do you want one of us at a time or both?
You guys can do it in tandem. You guys can approach in tandem. I just want you guys both to get the experience, or
Oh, we can
Melissa
just
can
talk
do
to
it.
you from here.
Oh.
I mean, we don't have to come up there.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought you wanted me to back up, back up off me. Okay, yeah. So I'm stocking books on the shelf.
Hi, Tony, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
Do you have a family?
Yes.
You do? Oh, I didn't. Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
No.
No kids. Good for you.
That's what I say.
How long have you been working in the ministry?
Oh, let's see, man. I think it's been about 3 months now. About 3 months.
Well, we are sure glad to have you. You know, you do such a good job and you be stacking the books, and we can always count on you. Is there anything that you want to do other than just working with the stock room, or, you know, is there some other, like we have different leadership, we have cashiering, we have a lot of different positions that you can do. Are you interested in any of those?
You know, the thing is, though, I've only been here like 3 months, and I'm just trying to really get my feet wet and things of that nature. One of the things about this ministry, there's just like you just said, there's so much to do, and it's just sometimes, I don't want to say overwhelming, but it's just, I don't know where to begin. I mean, there's just so much to do in this ministry. I mean, with CD North and South, with, you know, Bible imprinting, with all the stuff that goes on, it's just like, I'm good just to come in here and work customer service and go home.
You don't want to be a cashier.
Wow.
Well, don't you like, in this ministry, what is so good about this ministry is that we get to not only just greet customers and everything else, but you also get to spend time ministering with other people. And don't you like the one-on-one?
I do like that, actually. I mean, you know, the bookstore manager has implemented praying with customers, and that's totally allowed and things of that nature. And I like talking about the Bibles. I really like that. And I just like learning from my other colleagues or people that work with me as well, and they really help me out and stuff like that. So if I'm not sure, so yeah, I like that type of stuff, yeah.
And do you like accounting? Do you like counting money?
I'm currently in school now. I'm working on my BA in business, and one of my weakest subjects is the accounting department. So, I mean, as far as my accounting classes, and I don't know what you mean, but that's kind of.
Well, you know, one of the things that we have here is, I was the same way, and I didn't like accounting, I didn't like math or anything, and I really like meeting with the people. And so what I found out is, because our cashiers, they only have to deal with one customer at a time. And there's times when I'm working cashiers and a customer comes up, and you can see that, you know, maybe they have a need or something, and they're going to pay for their things, and you can see they're sad. At this cashier, we can take a little time to say, hey, did you get everything okay? And you can spend a lot more one-on-one with them while you are, you know, actually doing your job. But you have to be concerned of the other line of people behind you. But it is a way to take the ministry on a little smaller scale to where now you're working one-on-one with customers. Because when you're on the floor, you kind of get pulled at every different angle, but the cashier just kind of sat right there to work one-on-one with that customer. Would you think about at least joining a cashier team? Because I think you'd be really good at that.
A couple of things is that I've seen a couple of the other staff members who were able to have one-on-one time. I like the one-on-one time. I like what you're saying, and I've seen some of them and do that. I'm a little, I don't want to say introvert, but I'm a little shy as far as doing that. And then I know I've seen the cashiers. We have great cashiers in the bookstore, but I've seen the cashiers and their smiles, and they're able to talk to people. How about that? I wouldn't mind being a cashier, kind of, but I'm not that bubbly personality. I would be more nervous because I have other stuff to do, such as counting money. And again, like I told you, my accounting classes in school, they kind of freak me out. But so me having to count money, and then trying to now. But on the floor, I can just talk to people, and I don't have to worry about counting money and getting money from them and stuff like that. So I think I would like cashiering, kind of, but that part would be the. I think I'm just afraid of the money.
You know, Tony, I understand what you're saying. I really do. But you know what I would like for you to think about is sometimes that we are best when we're outside of our comfort zone, and you never know where you're going to go from here. You know, I mean, cashier, why don't you at least work with one of the cashiers, or maybe we can have you stand back and you can kind of see how it goes and see if you like it. It's really, really benefiting. You won't have to do it all the time. You can still work the floor, but this way you get to be part of the entire ministry.
Is what she's saying true, Melissa? I know you're a cashier. Well, you're in the leadership team, so I know you're a cashier.
Well, I'm pretty shy myself, but
I've seen you cashier.
I know. It's just that you get used to it, and it really can grow on you.
What are some of the pluses of cashiering, Melissa?
You get a bigger discount.
Wow. Wow, I didn't know that. Huh, the bookstore manager didn't mention that to me.
It would really benefit the whole ministry if you were just able to jump in and do whatever it was that the ministry needed. If it became busy, it would be easier for the lead to just pull somebody off the floor and have them work as a cashier rather than, you know, have a long line of people. I mean, it's really, I mean, it would benefit the ministry, and that's what the ministry is about.
Okay. You sold me. When's the next cashiering class? I'll come. Okay, well, you guys see how that is that's basically, I mean, but the purpose of this is the purpose of this is to really try to figure out what is the way to actually do what we just, the little activity that we just did. Trying to figure out as the leadership team, as you guys are either receiving in new staff members or some of the existing staff members that are just outstanding floor people or outstanding in CD South as CD runners and duplicators and all that, and are outstanding at customer service. You know, why not tap into that and see if they'd be willing? But again, a lot of times you will find that people will only do things sometimes when they're asked. They're not going to volunteer for it. So they might already feel like, hey, I really wish I could be a cashier. I might want to be a cashier, but no one's asked me. You know, so that's the reason why we're having these meetings, to try to figure out the best way to do that. So good job, you guys. We are at the portion of a break. We're going to take a 10-minute break. So it is now, if I had a recorder, they'd tell me, it is now 8:05. We're going to come back at 8:15. Okay?